Hi guys, my name is Ernest and this is Ernest Sciences and Mathematics TV channel. First, I'd like to welcome our members and also request us to kindly subscribe and engage us in the comment section for a similar discussion. In our discussion today, we are going to look at the reaction of carbon with metals and non-metals. And of course, this is going to be done in terms of or in forms of giving simple examples that are going to be creating, of course, a basis for us in discussing other forms of reactions of carbon. Now, in this particular case, I will look at a few examples of perhaps the compounds of carbon or some of the, of course, products which are going to be formed, which we can commonly recognize in our day-to-day application or discussion in various topics in chemistry. In this particular case, I'm going to give this particular example, which of course we have used in some of our reactions as raw materials or for perhaps as a precursor for manufacture of other products which I just mentioned. So if we have this specific product of limestone that was obtained from decomposition, I'm going to have it reacting with carbon and see what some of the products which are going to be formed. So this calcium oxide reacting with the carbon, so this is going to be already given as such, and this is going to be occurring at a high temperature. So I'm going to give this one as a, so this is going to be 2000 degrees Celsius given as such. This will lead to the formation of a product of a metal and carbon given as calcium carbide, and this is going to be also resulting in the formation of a carbon 2 oxide gas given as such. So this is going to be in form of a so this is going to be solid. So this is going to be solid. So kindly check on this specific state of this particular compound, but in terms of this specific temperature, we're going to see that kindly confirm on that one. I'm going to put, in case I find a difference in the comment section of that specific notation, notice for this, so that we are able to be at par. So this is going to be a raw material for manufacture of acetylene, which is one of the hydrocarbon, of course, products which we're going to come across being used in our various industries. So suppose I give this one in terms of an example. We're going to have this calcium carbide reacting with water, and this will lead to the formation of calcium hydroxide plus this specific member of the alkyne series, which are given in terms of this specific ethane, and therefore we are going to have this one, or perhaps I can just expand this one in terms of this specific structure. So this is going to lead to the formation of this particular member. So we can see that the reaction of this specific carbon is going to assist us in trying to come up with a process of coming with essential products which we're going to find very useful in our day-to-day application. So in this particular case as well, we can look at the reaction between a product of or a compound of carbon with sulfur, and see what are some of the products which are going to be formed. So we shall have this methane gas reacting with sulfur. So this is going to be in forms of gaseous state. So we're going to have these 4 units of this one. Write this one in stoichiometric form. So we shall have this one forming that specific product plus 2 units of hydrogen sulfide given as such. So in this particular case, similar to the first one, we're going to see that this specific product being formed is going to be forming a volatile kind of a solvent. And this solvent is going to be finding wide application for the elements of sulfur, phosphorus, bromine, iodine, and of course fats and oils in this particular case. So this is one of the solvents which is going to be widely applicable in some of the applications which are of the compounds of particularly the products and some of the molecules which we have seen, and the elements which I've given in the first case for those specific applications. So this, apart from the first one, is going to be one of the ways in which we can obtain some of the compounds or the reaction of carbon producing some of the compounds which are going to be essential for our day-to-day application. But in some cases, we're going to see that some of the products which are going to be formed from carbon, the reaction of carbon, are going to be extremely toxic and volatile. Sorry for that, extremely toxic, and of course are going to cause some of the healthy concerns, both in our health and the health of generally the environment. So in this particular case, we shall give an example of this specific product, which is a tetrachloroamethine given as such. And this is realized from the reaction between methane and chlorine. So we shall have these 4 volumes of chlorine reacting to form tetrachloromethane given as such, and we shall have 4HCl given as such. So these are going to be in forms of this particular product. So if you try to look at this product which is formed, as I've said, is going to be having a very specific characteristics of being toxic, in a sense that it's going to be regarded as carcinogenic. Now, a carcinogenic agent is an agent which is likely to trigger the onset of cancer, and of course that's going to be one of the concerns which we are going to see from some of the reaction of carbon and some of the elements which we are going to see being used, such as chlorine. And in this particular case, this compound, apart from being carcinogenic, it's going to be having some of the effects of causing kidney and liver damage. So therefore, this is one of the negative effects of some of the carbon compounds which we are going to come across in our various discussion. Now, carbon, as I said, is going to have a wide range of capabilities of bonding with other elements covalently to form different products. But we're going to see that some of these products, as well as we said, are going to find positive industrial applications, and some of them are going to be carcinogenic, like the tetrachloro, of course, carbon which have tetrachloromethane, which I've given on the board. And some of the compounds which I can mention, of course, we have listed these ones in nomenclature of organic compounds as a combination between carbon and nitrogen, or oxygen, carbon and nitrogen, and then we shall have sulfur, carbon and nitrogen being given, of course, in this specific order. And of course, we're going to see that this, according to the nomenclature of organic compounds which we have listed, these are going to have a wide range of names which we have, of course, discussed. So kindly check our description boxes for that specific description of the nomenclature of organic compounds, whereby we're going to see that this specific element of carbon is going to covalently bond with other elements and compounds to form a particular product. So those are some of the reactions of carbon with various metals and non-metals, and they are going to form a wide range of products, which I said, of course, which we are going to appreciate through the few examples which I've given on the board. So that is it for now, guys. So kindly check our description boxes and subscribe to our channel so that we can be having a healthy discussion on various topics ranging from mathematics and sciences and other application areas. So that is it for now, guys. Bye, God bless you. Catch us in our next video.